You are listening to the Super Live Adventure podcast. This episode was recorded live at Full Cup on October 16th, 2012. For more about Full Cup, just go to Full Cup.
Just get there.
Just go and talk to somebody who works there.
Jump on a bus.
Go for it!
Hi, I'm John Saluga.
I'm Chris Sorrentino.
And today on the show we have Ezra Donellan of Kilgore Trout is Dead.
Ezra is the best.
Let's go!
Yeah, Ezra actually recorded the theme song that you're listening to right now. For those of you who've purchased our podcast app, that's actually a bonus track. You can get the theme song unedited without us talking over it, which is pretty cool. And Ezra's also a huge help on the show in general. Yeah, he's always quick to just kind of jump in the booth and help out if we have any technical issues, too.
Yeah, he's there helping us with mics. Like he says, sometimes up in the booth with, either Brian or Pete or Greg or
Joe Pecora.
Joey Pecora. Yeah.
Joe Pecora, by the way, of Red Room Studio. They're located at 386 Van Duzer Street on Staten Island. They always help us out with recording, so check them out as well. You can find them on Facebook at Red Room Studio.
That was just us.
All right.
This is a quiet show tonight.
We should explain. Yeah, right now there's not even somebody behind the bar. Here he comes.
Mr. Kevlin Devlin. I said Kevlin Devlin.
We have at the moment one audience member, and it might increase to like 5. Right?
Yeah.
If they stroll in from the other room.
Well, there's a Yankee game on tonight. There's a presidential debate on tonight. There's pizza.
Yeah, and I have a habit of doing comedy during like big baseball games and stuff because I don't follow it. So I don't even did you know that was going to be a thing tonight?
No, I don't follow baseball.
That happens. It's usually my brother. I ask my brother, but he doesn't do it. I always ask him to just message me if I'm scheduling something during, because I've booked stand-up shows during the World Series.
Really?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a smart move.
No, but I didn't know I was doing it. That's the thing. And then I find out because people are there at the bar watching the TV, and then and that's it.
They're telling you to shut up.
So
shut up telling your jokes. I'm watching the Yankees.
This would make my father happy, though. While people are watching the Yankees, nobody's watching me not watch the Yankees.
Would have made my father happy, too.
Oh, man. So we got a good show today.
I hope so.
I hope
so.
We have Ezra Donellan.
Ezra Donellan is correct. He did our theme song.
That's right.
Him and Joey Pecora.
And then we're going to have Sal Volcano later.
Yeah, from Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers, the Tenderloins. Yeah, so it's going to be cool. With the two people at the bar going what is this?
I heard of that show before.
2 at the bar, 1 in the... What? I don't know what this is. Why are we not doing this somewhere else? That's what everybody wants to know right now. How are you?
I'm good. What's up, John? What's up? I want to get down to the nitty gritty and break the ice. My dad passed away a couple of days ago, but still wanted to come out and do the show.
Yeah, I was waiting. I didn't know what you were going to want to do, and then you sent me that text message on Sunday that you wanted to do it, and
yeah.
I'm with you, man. I'm the same way when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, and he would have liked to hear the shows and whatnot. So we keep him going. But I did
not during the Yankee game.
No, not during the Yankee game. Right now, he
definitely wouldn't be here, and you'd have to explain what a podcast was.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. He definitely would want you to keep doing what you do. Definitely. So,
but
this show's for Al. I want to say that.
Yes, this show's for
everybody.
Al Sorrentino.
We can raise a glass for Al Sorrentino, the best. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him, man.
Yeah, me too, dude. Well, that's what I had a request today to tell some more Al Sorrentino stories, but I told all the best stories on our first recording. But I did think of one good story that he told me, and it might have been stolen from a joke. So I don't know if it's even a true story. My father would often tell. He was a very big fish type of guy. He would often tell these like outlandish stories that you find out later on just were completely not true. Because this story sounds like a joke that he just applied to his own life. But once again, it's about him and his favorite pastime, which is shitting his pants. I'm not even joking. The man lived to shit his pants. And I told like the funniest stories of him shitting his pants. There's like 20 other stories that they're not even funny. They're just sad. It's just a story of an old man shitting his pants. But this one was when he was a younger man, probably like a teenager. He went to the beach with some friends. And I think like his cousin Vinny and stuff. And they were trying to pick up, girls at the beach. And back in those days, it was probably 60s, you wore like those tight Speedo-y type of bathing suits. So he was striking out. So his cousin Vinny they had water balloons and shit. They were throwing at each other. His cousin Vinny tells him, put a water balloon in your bathing suit. So he did it and he walked up to a girl. And instead of her even talking to him, she ran away. And he's like, Vinny, why did she run away? He said, oh, you got to put it in the front, Al.
Yeah, probably stolen from a joke.
I believe it is stolen from a joke, but that's what. Yeah, take his stories with a grain of salt. Take it hard with a grain of salt, is what he would say to me.
That's funny, man.
This past weekend, you and I took a little trip.
This was a busy weekend. Yeah, Friday we went to New York Comic-Con.
Yeah,
big old nerd convention. We hung out.
Yeah, it was a good time. I got bombed. I was a little bombed when I ran into
I didn't realize you could drink. I found that out too late.
That's
I was sober
problem.
and you were drunk.
I get wrecked at conventions, and I don't even remember half. And I look at pictures, and I'm like, I took a picture with Pikachu? Like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I really did. Is this girl, like, with crossed eyes, dressed like Pikachu? I'm like, I don't know anything about this.
Did you meet anybody at the convention this time?
Besides Pikachu?
Besides Pikachu.
Besides Pikachu. I gotta stop drinking at conventions. Cause
the only celebrity I went out of my way for was a few years ago at New York Comic Con was Gary Coleman, and you didn't know about that.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know he was
there.
Yeah.
I was excited to meet Gary Coleman. Different strokes, everybody, right? Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He, what was weird about Gary Coleman was
how
that
did he die? I forgot.
I don't know.
Did like a book fall on him? Like, how did he die?
Does anybody know how? I mean,
it was heart failure. It was. Oh,
yeah,
Gary. I thought it was something ridiculous, something like that. But yeah, I thought it was some like because he had a weird life. He became like a security guard in a mall.
Well,
that was Gary Coleman chasing you when you're stealing a CD. Like, fuck you, Coleman.
He didn't just become like a security guard.
For governor.
Some people went and messed with him. So there was like a video of him.
How could you not?
Well, he got so mad at these guys that he jumped on the hood of that car and wouldn't leave. And they've got video. He's through the windshield and they're just laughing that Gary Coleman's on the car. And then that got out that's what he was. I don't know who hired him to be a security guard. That's just like
Mr. Drummond.
Like the smart thing. But you
true,
know, at that point, like he's not going to stop anybody from doing anything.
No, he's a freak show. Come on and see the tiny black man.
He was nice.
With a
you know what
badge.
happened? I went from being excited to talking to him and realizing he was just a normal dude talking about stuff, and then all of a sudden he was that guy that I couldn't get away from. It was like the opposite of any celebrity you'll ever meet who's like, yeah, thanks. And I was looking at my watch like, I got to get going. And he was just talking about his life. I got stuck with Gary Coleman. But the coolest thing he said to me was that I was a little kid. I used to watch that show all the time. And I don't always remember specifics from like sitcoms when I was a kid. Like you like Different Strokes, but if I asked you to name like 10 episodes of Different Strokes, you'd have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, that's hard. Maybe
there was
5.
There was one that stuck out just because it introduced something to me that I wasn't aware of. There was one about.
I know what
you know what I'm going to talk
about. Yeah, the bike shop.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if you guys remember this. There was like a child molester who had a bicycle shop. Who tried to kidnap Arnold and his friend
Dudley.
Dudley.
Yeah.
And Dudley kind of wound up getting stuck there, and Arnold went for help.
like he was going to give him a free radio for his bike, and Arnold's like, this isn't cool. And Dudley, he was down with the pedo stuff.
It was shocking to me because we grew up with the Sesame Street where like a kid would come down the street and an adult would come out and be like, "Hey, I'm Gordon. You want cookies?" And they're like, "All right." And they walk into the house like everything was cool. So then there was this, and I brought that up with Gary Coleman. I said there's one episode that stands out, and I said it was the child molester one, and Gary Coleman said everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
Everybody tells him that because it was a shocking thing. And then he said, "Do you remember who the child molester was?"
Yeah, he was a big character. I think he was on like WKRP in Cincinnati and shit like that.
It was the Maytag repair guy.
That's it. Yeah.
And then Gary Coleman said, "Do you know why they picked that guy?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Because
kids.
he looked like a child molester." That was
you, Maytag.
Yeah, that was my run-in with Gary Coleman.
See, I remember that episode, and always the one with the mime that had epilepsy. If you know what I'm talking about, and she starts having a seizure.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Devlin, our bartender.
Greatest bartender in the world.
You didn't bring the bell tonight, did you?
Oh, no, I never brought the bell home, and I haven't been at work.
Okay.
But,
pretend we just rang a bell. It means a drink was served. That's what we're...
Bing.
What's that? Oh, yeah, we'll add it.
There you go.
Hey, that bell means somebody just gave me a drink.
That was the best fucking bell I've ever heard. Is it Christmas already? Lulu's drinks. Oh shit! But I was gonna say, Tim Rose, dude who played Admiral Ackbar in Return of the Jedi, he was that type of guy that you couldn't get away from. And I saw him at Star Wars Celebration.
No.
Yeah, this guy would chew your ear off for a half an hour. He'd be like, "Oh, hey, he's my brother. He's from here in the States, and I'm staying with him." And
but this is the thing with that. Whenever you bring up one of these Star Wars characters, was he doing the voice or was he...
No, he was just the guy. But he was just
so
the guy in the
he just stood
costume
there with a mask.
It's a trap! That's all he did.
Yeah, he did it. He really had to stand and like. Was he even operating the mouth? I wouldn't be surprised if he was just in it and somebody behind him was pulling on a string.
Yeah, probably. And this guy had a hand up his ass like a muppet. but like you said, you didn't know you could get beer at a convention. I was bombed on this guy's line, and he's like, "Are you okay, buddy?" I'm like, "Oh, fine." He's like, "Where are you getting drinks?" I was like, "At the Ackbar." Huddle. But yeah, dude, I was telling him, I was like, "Come on, I'll buy you a fucking drink." But this guy, he had the longest line. I was like, "Why do so many people want to see Ackbar?" And it was only a long line because he was talking to people for like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah, that was Gary Coleman. I was excited, and then I was stuck. And suddenly he was just the weird guy at the local bar.
Did you shake his hand and you didn't let go? Like you're trying to goodbye, and you got this
shake his hand.
Little black hand attached to you. Like I gotta go.
I did shake his hand. Freaked me out. No, his hand, I feel bad saying it, but his hand freaked me out.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember his nails were kind of long. It was like a little animal claw. It was. I don't know. I definitely went and washed my hands right after I shook hands with Gary Coleman.
Was there a line in the bathroom? And they're like, "Would you just meet Coleman?"
It was weird. It was weird. I can't explain it. And you'll never know, people. You'll never know. That would be... You want to talk about a good luck charm. How weird. On eBay, Gary Coleman's left claw. It's terrible. So
it made my night.
Good. I'm glad. You brought. When do you want to break out your list? Do you want to bring up
now? Yeah.
You want to do it now? Do you want to bring up?
Yeah, let's bring up Ez.
I think we should bring up our first guest. You want to introduce?
I want this man to introduce himself.
All right.
Let's do that.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself. I can't do him justice. Look at him.
Yeah, you.
I dress the part. I went upstairs. Because this is being recorded, so I could say like what I did. I went upstairs 5 minutes before we started, and I changed my whole top half so that I would look nice for you guys.
You look great. It's so wasted on a podcast. That's what.
I grew a mustache just for your just for your podcast.
Has it been that long since I've seen you that you have?
I don't know. It's been a couple weeks.
It's a good mustache.
It's working for me.
Yeah, it's working for you.
It's definitely porn stash.
It started out just to be creepy.
Yeah.
We should let people. Ezra Donellan. Ezra Donellan just joined us.
Ezra Donellan.
Everybody. And he looks like, I told him earlier, he looks like an old-timey boxer. Somebody just yelled out Watson. Bronson.
Yeah.
I thought he said Watson.
That's what I'm going for.
Both.
Or as Pete King would say, Gallagher. When I walked in, though, John was just like, oh, man, you look like a really old-timey boxer guy. I was like, oh, cool. And Pete's like, nah, man, you look kind of like Gallagher. And I was just like...
Yeah, I definitely gave you a compliment.
Yeah, and
an old timey compliment.
You could do both and punch watermelons like this. Knuckle up, melon.
Did you guys
markets?
That's one of those things I remember. My brother, I remember him getting excited about Gallagher being on TV when I was a kid.
And there was a whole thing with there was two Gallaghers running around. And they sued each other for the act.
That's true.
It was his brother.
Yeah, but then one of them wound up suing the other one for doing his act. It was like a whole thing. They weren't cool with each other doing it.
Gallagher and Gallagher 2.
It was like, so they could, one could play the East Coast, one could play the West. It was like East Coast, it was like West Coast Avengers and regular Avengers.
Gallagher won that lawsuit. I don't even think that guy can legally grow a mustache anymore.
What did he win? He won the act?
He won. Yeah, he won the act and the look.
Good for him.
There's another guy. There's another Gallagher brother who I'm pretty sure can't grow a mustache legally. I think that's where he's at. I wish I was making that up. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he can even look like Gallagher. Yeah.
Gallagher really depresses me. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's sad? When your biggest problem is you can't look like Gallagher. Your fucking life is over. Well, you don't have a problem with that.
Anyway,
well, Chris has something he wants to do tonight. Yeah. And we thought we should have you up here while he does it.
Yeah, it's a little segment. We talk a lot about porn, and then we were talking about a lot of. See, don't read them yet. There's a lot of porn parodies of movies out there, and I culled a list from the internet. All right, now here we go in no particular order.
You have a lot.
Yeah,
there's a list.
Oh yeah.
I wish you came in with
need money out there.
It'd be better if you came.
Don't read them yet. Read them. You ready?
You could have saved a lot of time by just bringing
There's
a
DVD
collection in. Oh. Yeah, what do you think?
Nothing.
I didn't want to sit on my wallet. Now you're going through.
You got some money.
I got some money. There's like 5s and 10s in there.
Enough to start up a whole nother Gallagher act. All right, here we go. A clockwork orgy.
It's
great. Foreskin Gump.
Wait. Foreskin Gump?
Foreskin Gump.
But that's kind of just like the word foreskin and gump. The gump doesn't make any sense.
I just picture a real gumpy foreskin hanging off a guy's schlong.
I wonder what.
I've got foreskin gump over here for you. I gotta.
Let me roll it back.
Is there a casting call for like an uncircumcised Tom Hanks lookalike? Is that it?
Yeah, his brother. You know, his brother does all the... If you buy a Woody toy... I have kids, so I have a lot of, these fucking Toy Story toys and shit. His brother does everything. Like the video game, anything that's not the Toy Story movie, it's like Jim Hanks.
Really?
He's like, hey, howdy, hey, sheriff. Like, it's all that bullshit is his brother. I swear to God.
So is his brother going, I've got a snake in my boot.
Exactly, yeah, that's
Jim
his brother.
Hanks?
Jim Hanks.
I don't think that's totally not true at all.
I swear to God, look it up. Look it up. I swear to you.
And not his son.
No, it's not Colin Hanks.
Okay.
It's Jim Hanks, his brother. Does all the
Did
merchandise.
Jim Hanks star... So you're saying Jim Hanks was in... what was the Forrest Gump parody?
It's Foreskin Gump.
Foreskin Gump.
Foreskin Gump.
We don't know. He might have been.
Please, God, make me a cock so I can suck far, far, far away.
Coming on America. Screw the right thing.
I like that one.
The Da Vinci Load.
It's a puzzling one.
I'm guessing
psychological pornographic thriller.
that might star Jim Hanks as well. This one I'm guessing is a comedy. Hung Wankenstein.
Wait, what's the actual movie?
Young
Frankenstein.
Hung Wankenstein.
So it's a porno,
porno
version of a parody of a real movie.
It's a fucking enigma wrapped in
Meta.
mystery inside a conundrum's ass. It's crazy. All right. Titty gangbang.
Oh wow! Yeah, how did this?
Titty gangbang.
I hope that was made 50 years ago. How long did that
I hope
take?
there was a bunch of people fucking a car. All right, this is a two-parter because it's a movie and then it's sequel. Honey, I fucked the kids. And
It sounds like a Wednesday.
and its sequel, Honey, I blew everybody. Honey, I blew everybody.
Everybody. To me, that's a terrible porn name, but it's. It's. Honey, I blew everyone. I blew everybody.
All right. Now we start getting into more research. Yeah, don't read them, you bastard. Lock, cock, and two smoking buttholes. This one's one of my favorite. You've got mail. Genitalia. Bowling for concubines, which I'm not sure is a documentary or not. This one's a little ridiculous, but I love this title. Cat on a hot teen poof. Anal in the outfield.
No.
That's a classic.
Being inside John Malkovich. Lotions 11. Analyze this. We got a Western.
I see it's here. I see it's here.
This is a Western. All Quiet on the Western Cunt.
That old classic. That old. It's part of the Criterion.
I love
You can see it on Hulu.
Gaze of Thunder. Open Daughter.
Wait, what is that?
Open water, where the people sit in the water with the sharks.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Open Daughter.
I want to know what that one is.
I guess it involves some kind of water sporting. Much Ado About Fucking. Donkey Punch Drunk Love. Two Fists, Too Furious. I guess this one's for the kids. Kangaroo Jack Off.
For the kids.
This one's for the ladies. Lost in Menstruation. Sorry. Sorry, ladies. 51st Rapes.
God.
Around the World with 80 Gays. Once again for the ladies. House of Waxy Discharge.
Oh.
Lawrence of Alabia. Night of the Giving Head. Glad He Ate Her. Like Gladiator.
I like how
Glad He Ate
You
Her.
have to use your hand. Nobody can see the hands, but it's
No.
glad he ate her.
Yeah. That's
Black Cock Down. This one's genius, and I don't know how I didn't think of this growing up. In Diana Jones.
yeah.
That's a real point. That they made that though.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
That's a real point. Yeah.
I've seen that.
But I love that you just add a space
And it's
to the real
and
title.
it's hilarious.
And we never saw it.
This kind of fits in with that. Womb Raider. Malcolm XXX.
Oh.
This is another favorite. Clit Hanger. Casabanga.
That's the worst.
It's terrible.
No cunt for old men. The Curious Case of Benjamin's Butthole.
His ass ages in reverse.
Yeah.
Where his ass ages in reverse. I heard in that one. It's very good. Artsy.
This boy's born with a gray-haired asshole. What a wrinkly ass. An Officer and a Genital Man. Willy Wanker and the Cocklet Factory. Interview with a Vibrator. V for Vagina. Beaver Juice.
Beaver juice, beaver juice, beaver juice. Or to be like beaver guys, beaver guys, beaver guys.
The Empire Strokes Black. White Men Can't Hump. And my favorite here. Cloudy with a Chance of Meat and Balls. All right, wait. There's a couple. I'm just gonna read. There's a couple more with some
You have a
taglines.
whole nother page.
Well, this is a couple more
This
taglines.
is crazy.
And then there's a special Halloween one. Let's see. Edward Penis Hands. And the tagline for Edward Penis Hands is "Consider the possibilities."
It's a dreamer's movie.
In Rear-Endance Day. And the tag in Rear-Endance Day.
In Rear-Endance Day.
And the tagline is "In the end, ... we all come together."
Boys, in the end, we all
Come together.
Today
Starring Randy
is
Quaid.
our-
And Jeff
Rear-Endance
Goldblum.
Day.
today.
Buffy the Vampire Layer. And the tagline is "Christy Mist goes down for the count." I guess that's the actress, Christy Mist. As the last of these, Whore of the Rings, which isn't that inventive, but the tagline is "An all-anal epic!" apostrophe. Excelsior!
Oh, Excelsior!
Sorry.
It's a little Stan Lee
Yeah.
blowjob joke we were making.
If you
before.
had to blow Stanley.
Oh, Excelsior!
I'm going to come in the mighty Marvel manner. All right, and finally, Friday the 69th. And this is just like Friday the 13th, Friday the 69th, but this is the description of it. I swear to God, this is an actual description of an actual porno movie.
It's October 69th.
A long time ago, they say some guy drowned in the lake because he had a giant penis. He went for a swim, and it was so heavy that it sunk like a boat anchor. Legend has it that huge cock fermented at the bottom of the lake. They say he is some kind of monster with flesh-eating jizz. I'm crying. I'm crying.
We need to watch every single one of those movies.
God. Yeah, please. You put a lot of work into that.
No, not really. Not really.
Holy cow, man.
That's went through my closet. Wasn't that bad.
It's weird to me that, I mean, I laugh at the covers for those, but like, you probably have. You've
Laugh?
purchased,
Yeah.
but you've purchased
I've never,
based on that?
No, I've never. Yeah, I purchased porn based on the cover, but not on like the parody. I've never really seen any parody ones. I purchased porn because of like, oh, she's in it. Yeah,
Right.
there's like
Well, yeah.
80 dicks and Gary Coleman. Yeah, I want that.
Using Gary Coleman's hand just like, as a...
That's what you see is just a pile of dudes with that weird arm sticking up.
They took his life, but they can never take his hand. God.
You don't buy that parody stuff, do you?
I don't usually buy porn. I
Well,
bought a
that's
few
right.
pornos, but also I feel like all the pornos I watch are so fucked up that they don't sell. I mean, unless you're buying them in like a back room in like some
Or the
really
Netherlands.
weird place you don't want to. Like you're in 3rd Avenue and you're confused, and they're selling chickens also, but like mostly I don't know. But
Angry.
Way too angry porno.
Yeah.
Violent.
Violent
porno.
I'm with you on that. I say that I hesitate with that, but I am.
I'm with you on that.
I wasn't always. I mean, the interesting thing with doing this with Chris is that you've known me a long time, and there was
I knew him in his pre-violent porn days. Some might say
where I would have I would have been disturbed by something.
You just have to. You keep upgrading. Like you have no point. I mean, you have to. You got to keep going.
You have to keep going, and you also have to have. For me,
I feel like I'm going to incriminate myself.
Well,
like you have to keep going until you purge the fixation one day.
What?
It's like, kind of like when you just keep watching a girl and you watch her for months until you plan everything out.
And this is your life counselor. Good.
My life's a mess.
But a bad relationship will help.
Yeah.
Push you that way, right?
Megan.
I'm
just kidding.
Just yell the name out. There's nobody paying attention to even know what you said, but it is recorded. No, but that'll do it. I mean, that was it for me. It was like 6.5 years where it was, by the end, it was terrible. And when I watched porn, I didn't even need sex to happen.
You're supposed to go get punched in the face.
Just punch her in the face and throw her down a flight of stairs. And I'm done.
Jerk off to that.
that was like the angry fantasy.
It's okay because nobody's paying attention, so I could say that what I was saying to you before
I love that nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, it's great.
Into a microphone that's being recorded.
Let's talk about violent porn. So, what I was saying before, when you sometimes you're watching hardcore pornography, you're watching it, and then there's that moment where you're just for a second you're like, wait, is this real? And then you're and then you're not sure for a second. You kind of get freaked out, and then you're like, no. Well, it's not real. They like it. It's
the good thing about this.
It's fine. It's fine. They like it. It's fine.
What's the good thing about the storyline pornos is that they're literally trying to stay in a character somewhat and do this thing. Well, when you watch that other stuff, you'll be watching something and then there's that moment where a girl's like, I don't want to do this anymore, and it cuts, and then it's clearly an hour later.
The storyline is they're horrible.
Where they gave her another $100, and you're watching and you're like, what the hell?
Just all smeared mascara like she's been crying.
But they don't cut that out. They'll leave that part in where she's like, I'm not okay with this, and then it cuts.
It's terrible.
Oh.
It's fine.
We are so alone. There are
this
people.
Is great.
There are people staring at us and
really terrible.
Maybe we should move on.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
So I don't know. I'm weird now.
So much shame up here. I love it. This is the place for shame to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of shame.
I love it.
That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Have you picked a date for your wedding yet?
No.
So you're engaged.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it yet.
Mine is.
You guys are both getting married.
We're both getting married.
But I have. Thank you, Kevin Devlin.
Chris has 2 kids, so.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
Ding, ding, ding.
I did it. I made it. I could actually leave the show. I just got a drink for free now. That's what I was waiting for all night. That's why I did this. This is great.
Nice.
So no, you're both getting married. When are you getting married? Why don't you guys aren't getting married together though?
We should do a double.
You should do a double wedding.
I'll tell you something, man. I pitched.
So do it.
It's gonna be a great.
Trust me, it's gonna be awesome.
It is cheaper, and that's the thing. My brother just got married. My cousin got married. James Harris got married. You're engaged. I literally pitched to Christine. I was like, we can just have a joint wedding, and if we put this online, we could probably get married in the garden with 1,000 people.
Like a class action wedding.
So basically you said the one thing that no woman ever wants to hear ever.
Yeah. It's the day where I'm a princess and everybody looks at me? Yeah. You want me to share that with somebody?
And you watch porn where someone gets punched in the face and thrown down the stairs? This isn't working out, John.
To clarify, previous relationship. Now I want to watch a porno where a guy dreams about that when he wakes up. It's not real. How's that? Does that make sense to anybody?
So everything that happens is okay as long as at the end he wakes up
At
and
the end,
goes,
the guy wakes up and
all a
goes,
dream. Oh,
yeah.
it was all a dream.
Wouldn't that make you feel better?
Yeah. No, I mean, no, nothing will make me feel better at this point.
Porn epilogues to make the shame go away.
Christine just had her bridal shower on Saturday.
Yes.
And God, no one's going to appreciate this, but I'm crazier than people realize in the shit that I fucking worry about. So, like, she had her shower and she brought all this stuff home. And people were extremely generous, so we have all this, we have like china and.
Do you like a toaster?
What did I get? We have.
Oh, do you have a registry? Is that from a bride? This is how little I know. Is that like a bridal shower? You get a registry.
You get a registry.
You could like scan. Did you go and scan things at the? That's crazy.
Yeah, you go and you scan
some weird shit.
Yeah,
so we have like
if anybody would ever marry me.
A vacuum and this cool like teapot and all. Like you just have all this stuff and we registered for because we have like china and then we registered for these crystal glasses. And people don't always know that I worry about everything constantly.
What are you worried about?
I worry about everything. Everything's going to kill me. Everything is dangerous. And we're registering
like that type of shit, like Teflon and all that.
Yeah. That's how I am. So we're registering for these glasses, and they're crystal glasses, and it's like lead crystal. And Christine gets mad at me when I get crazy about shit. So I see the word lead, and I'm like, "Hey, do you think that's like
lead's bad?"
She shot me that look. And I calm myself down in my own head when we were registering, where I'm like, of course they're not going to sell something that's dangerous. Like, if there's lead in it, it's in glass. It's not like lead paint that's exposed, this and that, and everything. So we registered for, like, these glasses and a decanter and, like, and we get a lot of this shit. And we take it home and we're opening it so we can, like, put it away in our cabinets. We're, like, taking the stickers off it. We're taking it out of the boxes. We're throwing the boxes out. We're putting all the shit. I have this big whiskey decanter. I pour like a bottle of whiskey in there, and I put it out because I want to pretend I'm in Mad Men, like when I come home, and I want to like drink whiskey out of. Like it's not for anybody else, but I just want to pour it out of this crystal fucking thing. And then I'm at work, and I'm thinking like, I wonder how long I can keep whiskey in this decanter, which is a stupid thing to worry about when you're an alcoholic. Like I am. Because the whiskey's not going to last more than a week in the decanter. But I'm really like, let me see like what happens. And I Google it, and all of a sudden it's like, don't drink out of crystal lead. Because it's all like the lead leaches out into fucking every fucking glass you have.
No.
And then in a decanter, it's like the worst because here's the thing. It's like, oh, everything meets FDA guidelines. If you pour a drink in and you drink it quickly during the course of a meal, like nothing's going to happen. And I was like, wait, what? And they're like, it's an acceptable level of lead. If it's in there longer than that, it's a problem. That's the whole thing. And they're like, but if you put something in a decanter, yeah, it's just going to multiply to like toxic levels. So I Google all this shit at work. All I wanted to know was how long my whiskey was going to stay, like, okay.
3 hours later, you're just like, oh,
and then I'm bummed. Well, and that's the thing. I stopped bombarding my fiance with emails. Like, we have to throw this. Like, you just had a shower where people are giving you expensive.
Wait, can we go back 1 second? You didn't just call her, you started emailing her.
I was just like, emailing her
email you
links to all these crazy articles.
And
about,
if anyone who bought you this stuff is listening right now, they'd be like, he just threw out the decanter.
They're not going to listen.
$80.
Well, I didn't throw it out, but this is the thing. I came home and she was pissed because she was like, why didn't you do this before? And I was saying I didn't do it before because I was trying to not be the crazy person you don't want me to be.
I'll do that on my own time, thank you.
So we have this weird thing of like all this expensive shit that's all been like opened and everything, and it's all like for when we have company and stuff like that, and I want to throw it all away. Oh. Because I don't even want to sell it because I don't even want to give it to somebody else.
Well, just give it to the company. Don't drink out
of it. By the way,
somebody
like,
a death
here's the thing.
Your death drink out of it.
My grandparents, like this stuff has been around since like the 1600s. It's
really?
Yeah, it's probably fine, but it's like once you have that knowledge of it. So, and then the thing is, you get to the bottom of one of these articles, and it's like, hey, you like this fucking thing? Read about your ceramic mugs, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, wait, suddenly I'm like, ceramic mugs? What's wrong with ceramic mugs?
I don't even want to. It's the same shit. The bottom line is, it's just me at home. She just had a shower, and we have boxes of nice things, and I'm sitting there going like, maybe we should just eat with our hands. Like that's where it got, because I think I'm gonna die. and I don't want to touch. I want to start throwing out mugs and glasses and bowls and everything. And she was mad at me for not telling her that before, but I didn't know before. And now we have all this shit, and it's all. But don't look into it. Because in the end, it's literally
you're
like
gonna shit your pants.
Yeah, like I thought lead, like when they started taking lead out of paint and things like that, like we had recognized that was a problem. We got rid of it.
I thought that was for Superman's benefit, so he could see through every wall and keep us safe. That's why I thought they took the lead out of paint.
Superman is blind to your whiskey.
When you get to that,
what is in this?
What's in this decanter?
What is in this?
Some secret formula?
Batman did this.
But you
Brainiac.
Do you understand the moral issue of like
Excelsior?
Like I can't even put something out for company when they're like, put it out when there's company, and as soon as they leave, pour it back in the original bottle. And I'm like, that's the kind of stuff that was coming up. And then it's also like when it comes to ceramic, they're like, don't worry. Just throw out anything that's slightly scratched or made in China. And I'm like, well, that's everything in my kitchen.
That's why they call it China. It's made in fucking China. Where's the fine China?
And the irony behind all of this
Back
is...
there, Ezra.
Yeah. What are you pointing to? Where's the fine?
Pointing to China.
Ching chong.
The dumbest thing behind all of this is I'm just looking for a healthy way to drink my whiskey.
Yeah.
Looking for a healthy way to not be a crazy person.
I'm not going to lie. I got stainless steel stuff because I was scared of the Teflon. This is before I had kids because I know there's a lot of links to autism and all this other crazy shit. And I was like, oh, fuck. And you know what? I have 2 boys and they're all right. And I'm not worried. Oh, I'm not worried.
The other day you told me that your son got scared by apples.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean,
so I don't know, man. But I mean, I love you and I love Wesley. But your son was scared from apples. Maybe there's we should Google it later.
He did. Oh,
maybe apple scared him and Teflon.
Well, the fact that you bring up an interesting point. Can I tell that
story about the apples though, real quick? Because it's like, wait, did he really? He really was scared of apples.
Before you say that though, we went apple picking and we got there and Chris was supposed to. He was already there. He got an early start. And so we don't see him, and we're like, where's Chris? Like, what's going on? And he posted something on the Facebook invite page, and all it says is sorry, had to go. Apparently Wesley thinks apples are scary. And we were just oh, I guess he had to go. His son was scared.
It's true, he's freaking out, and I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, apples are too scary.
He said that?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Apples are scary? And he's freaked out, and we had to leave. Apples were too scary.
I'm with him because I've Googled apples.
Oh my God.
Apples from China.
They're on the Dirty Dozen, and yeah, I'm with Wesley on that. Yeah, you don't want to eat apples.
You don't. If you Google you're having a headache, it says that you have AIDS.
You're not American.
I've Googled. I've been oh, my head really hurts. A week of thinking I have a brain aneurysm.
That's what I do. And on the flip side, I also don't trust doctors at all.
You're not even.
Me neither.
You don't even have the Jew. I have a Jew excuse of worrying. You have no excuse. You should be fine.
Because he's not American. I'm as American as cancer pie. Fuck you. I love apples.
I love apples, Teflon. I like lead.
Well, the thing he brought up before, I mean, Chris has 2 healthy, intelligent kids, which means science is wrong about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because I've smoked dust before. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have healthy children.
Science is a lie.
Everything.
Fuck you, science.
Everything.
Science is not American.
Really, think about your lifestyle.
Yeah.
From Papa John's to Coke.
Yeah.
And you've got you've got the most amazing kids in the world.
Smoking crystal meth and jerking off. Here we go, kids. It's coming.
Seriously, if I wrote an autobiography, it would be Cocaine and Cheeseburgers, the Chris Sorrentino story. I'm not even lying. But I'm good now. I'm a dad.
You look great.
Thanks, I try.
Are you going to have more?
No.
No, definitely not?
Not at all.
Okay.
Are you gonna have a kid?
Yeah.
He's got to have a kid.
Yeah, that's the plan. I've been, but see, I'm trying to do everything right, and I'm gonna have the kid that's not so smart.
His heart born on the outside of his body. And
Yeah, Chris is gonna be the one with the two, the two smart, healthy, normal kids, and I'm gonna be the one with the. I don't know. What am I gonna say?
a lovely young
What are you going to
Saluga.
say?
I don't know. Afraid of more than apples, maybe.
Wait, what's
He shouldn't
the problem
eat
with apples?
He's right to be apples. Oh God!
Come on, Johnny Appleseed. Give us the scoop.
This is gonna be funny. I'll keep it brief. Read The Botany of Desire by Michael Pollan, and every apple that you eat.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like Granny Smith and Red Delicious and all that. These are apples that were developed. Apples are like people, okay? So you can't. No, seriously.
Apples are too scary.
You can't plant a seed from a Red Delicious.
You're
and
apple
grow a Red
racist. You're apple racist. You're an apple purist. Is what you're saying.
No, every
God
person's
damn it, you're
different.
right.
Every person's different, and they're a combination of their parents, and that's how apples work. No, I'm not touching it.
That's right. And where did we get that? Apple picking America.
This is Satan, everybody.
This is true. Every apple you eat is a clone. They actually take like a clipping from a tree and they graft it, and that's been going on for like over 100 years. Because it's every apple tree produces different apples. It's true, and some are bitter and nasty, and some are
What's
amazing.
wrong with clones?
And
That's
guys,
how
right,
we won the Clone Wars.
The problem with the
clones.
clones is that you have a type of apple that you keep, and what happens is you clone it, you stop evolution, and you grow this one type of apple for 100 years. New bacteria, new fungus, new insects, they come out, and instead of the strongest apple surviving, you're trying to keep this one apple that everybody loves. So you coat it with tons of pesticide, tons of fungicide. You do all this stuff to like keep it going, and that's what we have. We picked our favorite apples. We keep cloning them, but there's no more evolution. And that's why when you get an apple, it's got that powdery
From
bullshit all over it.
multiplicity with Michael Keaton to apples. It's synergy, folks.
Don't eat apples. That's
It's
my
like,
point.
that's what you just compared apples to. Multiplicity.
Michael Keaton.
The Michael Keaton movie.
Take a bite of some
apples
beaver
are
juice.
okay.
If we let apples do their thing, a new one would come up that would be resistant to stuff, but we're not doing that. And if you look at like organic apple juice, I guarantee the apples are from China. Every single time, which just means nobody's
That
looking.
means there's lead in it.
Nobody's checking what's going on there. Yeah, you don't want to eat apples.
Well, you know, apples from China are made from dog, right? You heard that? They take cats and make apples. And
I work with you know what? I'm gonna take your racist story and I'm
you know what else they do? They make pee-pee in your Coke. I bet you didn't know that.
it's a joke though. But I work with a Chinese guy. You know him, Tom.
Wait. What's his last name?
Ing.
It's spelled
Okay.
His first name.
There it is.
His first name is Yuck, and like a lot of Chinese guys, he's not Thomas. He's just Tom.
Yeah.
Like that's always like I've known a lot of Chinese guys that are just like Ernie, like Ernest, just Ernie. Like that's
Yeah.
They just pick the nickname.
Hey, Ernie.
But what's great about Tom has eaten dog and doesn't give a shit about animals or anything, and he's dating this girl, and they. As a couple, they had a dog together, and the dog was sick and needed a procedure that was going to cost like a few $1,000s.
Oh, wait, they didn't eat a dog. Like,
No.
man, you were like, oh, they had a dog together. It's like they were like bonding over, just like we are going to eat this dog.
They. I'll clarify. They own a dog, but Tom is the kind of guy that doesn't give a shit about a dog. But he loves his girlfriend, so the dog needs this operation that's going to cost like $2,000. And I'm at work, and Tom is at work, and he's on the phone, and I hear him. I know you love the dog, but I think we should kill it. He didn't say like put it down, put it to sleep. He's just like, I think we should kill it, and he's going on and on like, kill the dog. Just, I know you love
Make it die.
It's suffering. Kill it. Kill the dog. Oh, and I'm in the other room, just kind of like, no, you don't want to be saying that.
Yeah.
And that was, and in the end, he won that argument. I don't know how that.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very...
Yeah. His argument was, I can.
We all just he's and then Yeah. Killed the dog.
How did they kill it? Did he tell you? Did they bring it to the vet? Did they let Tom?
Oh, he put it to sleep.
Kill
And he
it.
was mad about that, Bill. He explained to her like he could have stepped on its head and done it for free and bought her a dog, and they could have gone on vacation together. Like
There was multiple
he
things.
laid out-
It was just like
he laid out all of the math.
we could have gone to dinner for 2 nights in a row. Vacation time.
We bring dog to John Saluga's. We let it drink lead whiskey.
I used to love
Eat its apples.
Tom is so great, man, because Chris and I went to college together, and Tom was working there when we went to school. But he's been there that long, and I used to love when Chris used to call for me. I always knew it was Chris. They had an amazing relationship. They loved each other. So Chris would throw out all the racial shit. He'd be like, "Hey, you Chink, is John there?"
Hey,
Yeah,
Johnny
that was always
Chink,
it.
Hey, you still building that railroad, you yellow fuck? And they would be like, oh yeah.
And I would just hear,
Oh, hey, how are you?
and I would always know it was Chris because I would hear Tom go, "Oh, fat boy." Hello, fat boy. And the best was when you lost weight.
Yeah.
You had a skinny ear. And
I had a real skinny.
I saw a
ear.
picture of you from your skinny ear, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Can we agree that was
Up on my roof, there's a picture.
Oh yeah.
There's the wahoos.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
skinny.
Yeah, I was.
that was a
skinny.
scary year?
Yeah, I was.
Skinny Chris isn't
You were doing a lot.
necessarily.
How many
I wasn't
drugs were you doing?
dieting.
Yeah, like there's a lot of.
Yeah, I wasn't
But
dieting.
you looked fantastic.
I tried. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting back down.
No, don't do it like.
not like
It was
that.
a lot of people going like, "You look great. What are you doing?" And you're just grinding your teeth like nothing. But I remember when you showed up skinny. It was the best. He
I
went.
showed up skinny.
You
A week later.
You showed up. Tom saw you, and he went, "Oh, skinny little fat boy." And then he waved. He took his hand and he like waved you away, and he went, "Go get fat."
And he won that argument because I obviously did. Go and get fat. Fucking Chinese fucker.
But I'm glad you look good.
Whoa.
I try.
You look
I'm
good.
not as heavy as I used to be.
I like how you look.
Thanks.
I'm glad
That mustache
you are
is
where you
working
are.
on me. That mustache is working its charm.
Well, we are an hour in.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, yeah.
You wanna,
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, I'm
we're gonna
gonna go.
trade guests, but give it up
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
Ezra
trade.
Donellan.
later, I'm going to tell you about that porno. Right?
Yeah,
Oh no, the OkCupid thing.
Yeah, the diaper.
I'm going to tell you with the diapers thing. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Ez.
No, it's fine. It's an OkCupid diaper story, but it's later.
you don't wanna
Later.
tell it?
No, it's fine.
I think you should tell it.
You tell it.
I think you should
tell
tell
one
it.
story. Come on.
I think you should tell it.
Really quick, just because I was telling him before, I was on OkCupid the other day. There's no like good end to this story. I mean, there's like no end in general. It's just something weird. So I was on OkCupid and I'm looking at like profiles and things like that. And I get to this profile and it's like a really high percentage match. That's the other thing. It was like a high percentage match, like in the upper 90s. Like you get like a little like 85s and 80s. And I start to read the profile. The first thing I look at the pictures. There's no pictures of this girl's face. But every picture, she's this girl's wearing a diaper in every picture, and I was just like, "What's going on?" But like, but she had nice legs. It was really weird, and I was like, "What is this?" And so I read it. It says like, "Hey, how are you? Like, I'm really into botany, and I read a few books a week and all this. And also, just to let you know, I wear diapers. And if you're not into that, like, that's not okay. And that's what I'm into. And if you want to message me or if you have any questions, like, I wear diapers and I wet myself and like all this stuff. And like, I immediately was just like." Message. I was just like, what the? I was just like, hi, how are you? I like your profile. I really want to know more about what you're talking about. Just if you ever want to talk, like, you said questions, just let me know what's going on with this diaper. Like, it's just like, it blew my fucking mind. I was like, what? Like 3 pictures, just her in diaper. It really fucked it made my day. This is also like 4:00 in the morning when I'm just like, that doesn't matter. So then I got a message back from her actually today, and it was like, "Hey, this is me. What do you want to know?" And I haven't responded yet, but like I hope that by next month maybe I could just come up and tell you. I'll tell you what happens.
You should
because
take a picture of yourself in a diaper and be like, "Me too." Yeah.
I don't know. It's
shitting at this
like I've never had a moment where like it's not like it wasn't like a sexual thing. It wasn't like anything. I was just honestly like what the
That curious, yeah.
What is going on? Like I want to know like what. And here's the girl she was 21 years old.
Oh. So
it's like I'm like you haven't had time to even like it's not like you're like 30 or 40 like you figured something out. It's just like you're 21. So like like what you were wearing like you just figured you're like oh yeah I just never stopped.
I thought she was either 3 or 90.
Yeah.
Either one. 21.
And that's my diaper OkCupid. So hopefully this will be a continuing. This could be a continuing thing. No, I'm going to keep talking to her. I want to know what's going on.
Please bring that back.
I was just like, let me just. My message. I'm just like, please, like, let me know. Like, I just want to know what are you talking about.
Wow.
So maybe I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I smell a segment.
Ezra Donellan, everybody. Leaving us with a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Bum,
cliffhanger. Oh. See, that's why we get along with him, because he does the same thing you and I do, which is we talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say because he's a degenerate.
No. Really, like Chris and I have spoken about this because I have people that come up to me and
He's
they say...
He's a dirtbag like us.
But I've had people come up to me and they say, oh, you tell these stories. This shit only happens to you. And I'm like, no. Really, there's two things. Like, one, not everybody can tell a story. That's part of it. Sometimes amazing things happen to people and they go to bed that night and they never think about it again. That's one thing. But the other thing is that I invite weird shit. You know, when I'm in an environment if I'm in a room and there's a party, there's 100 people, everybody's having a good time, and they say, "Don't talk to that guy," I talk to that guy.
Yeah.
And not only do I talk to that guy, but I agree with him. I don't actually agree with him, but I pretend to agree with him. You start with, "Hey, how's it going?" and talking about the weather to aliens landing in Roswell, New Mexico. Like, that's how you get to that crazy shit, and you just have to sit there and go, I know what you're talking about. Like, you just have to keep doing that, and you do that.
Well, I consider myself an idiot magnet. I'll be in the Staten Island ferry terminal. It'll be like, 200 people there, and I'll be the one guy that someone comes up to and is like, "Hey, want to buy a tow?" I'm that guy. Like, I always get that shit. Like, all right.
But don't you think other people, not only do other people get that, but other people get that guy coming toward them and they decide to book. And the difference is you're like, I'm going to see what this dude's going to say.
Yeah.
I
like to keep my options open.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how that story ends.
Me too.
I was waiting for an ending there, but that's cool.
I'm glad there's not. It's like the Empire Strikes Back of diaper stories.
You want to bring up our second and final guest for the evening?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to stop things right there and... Right there. This episode will continue in 2 weeks. We'll play the second part with our guest, Sal Vulcano, who is one of the Tenderloins, a comedy troupe that started out on Staten Island, and he's also a star of True TV's and Practical Jokers. So that's going to be great. You want to check that out.
Oh, such a funny episode. Especially if you like the stuff that they do, if you like their shows and you're a Sal fan and a Tenderloins fan, you're going to love the weird stuff he talks about because you get to find out more about Sal.
Yeah. No, his stories were great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Incredible.
Look forward to that in 2 weeks. We're also recording a new episode live on May 21st. So come check that out. May 21st, 8 o'clock at Full Cup. That's at 388 Van Duzer Street on Staten Island. That's a free show.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. We always end up editing these podcasts a lot, just for time, really. When you come to the live shows, it's a lot of fun, and you get to really experience the whole thing. So you're going to want to check that out.
A lot of laughs, a lot of drinking. I know Laura Brody Williams is going to stop by again and just do a little segment.
Yeah.
That we hope, becomes a cool thing. and maybe we'll do some more. We'll see what happens, and then
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening to this episode on our app, we have an app now that's available at Amazon.com, or if you're an iPhone or an iPad user, you can also find an app called Podcast Box, and that's a free app, and then our app is within that. It's $1.99, but it's a great way to support the show, and there's a lot of bonus content. So actually, next to the description of the show is a little E. Okay, that's a symbol for episode
excitement. Excelsior.
But no, episode extras. And there's actually a whole section that we cut out of this episode where Chris and I are talking more about our experience at Comic-Con. We actually went to a Venture Brothers panel. Again, we cut it down just for time, but those of you who bought the app, that's a little bonus for you. So make sure that you click on that and check that out.
More comedy. How could you not want to check that out?
That's right. Hey, I wanted to ask you one story that got cut off during this podcast was when I was talking about different strokes. You mentioned an episode, the one that you remember, where you said that there was, what was it? An epileptic
mime.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah, like Arnold and Willis beat a mime in like the park, and they befriend her, and then she has like a seizure, and it gets really awkward and scary for a second. And then Arnold, I believe it's Arnold, I don't think it's Willis, I think it was Arnold, starts joking about it and does the old milkshake joke, like let's give the old Miami a cup of milk. Like, why? Because then he'll have a milkshake. It was like everyone got really down on him, and I think he had a stern talking to by Mr. Drummond about not making fun of epilepsy.
I want to check out the fact that they befriend a mime is weird. So
it's awkward.
When the mime has a seizure, do they know something's wrong, or are they trying to figure out?
It's from what I recall, it's just really awkward and scary. They're like, what the fuck? Of course they don't say that.
I need to check that out.
But it's a lot of confusion and what's wrong with that person, and and then it turns into like, let's make fun of that person. It's really fun. I just like how because that story got sidetracked because I think we got drinks or something, and I like those possibilities of where a story can go when, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, because it was, I know there's so much happening with these live shows.
Yeah,
so
just
something
branches, and if we didn't get the drinks and the story did go, would it branch into a separate parallel reality where that story was told?
Me, baby.
Oh, I'll look into it.
So before we go, just a couple more things. Wahoo Skiffle Crazies have a show coming up, right?
We're playing Art by the Ferry. It's this art show by the ferry. It's the old Staten Island ferry that goes from Staten Island to Manhattan. It goes past the Statue of Liberty. If you like Asian people taking pictures, you'd love to ride on this ferry because that's all you see.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of Asian tourists taking pictures of Statue of Liberty. But, it's cool. It's free. You get to see Statue of Liberty. And they sell beer on the boat. And how could you go wrong with that? But it's going to be... this show's going to be on the Staten Island side. It's an area called St. George. And it's at 4:30 p.m. on June 2nd. So come see my band for free. And bring the kids and bring your grandpa. That's a callback to the future.
That's right. We already recorded. we recorded the outro to the next episode first, so Chris is now making a callback to something that's not going to come out for 2 weeks.
I just blew your fucking minds.
Hey, for more about this show and anything that we have coming up, please check out my website, johnsaluga.com. That's JOHNSZELUGA.com. That's going to be it for us today, everybody.
.com. you see that microphone right there?
Yeah.
Fit it where you shit it.
Oh.